Uh, so I welcome you all to this important webinar on the post-COVID challenges and the way forward for the Uttar Pradesh tourism. As I was saying, Uttar Pradesh has always played a very significant, important role in various sectors, in various activities, industrial activities, commercial activities, and historical sites, visits, and tourism. So it is indeed very timely and topical that we should discuss the post-COVID challenges that would emerge for tourism sector in the state of Uttar Pradesh. We are very privileged to have the gracious presence of the Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister. He will join us in a while, Dr. Neelkant Tiwari. He is the minister holding independent charge of tourism, culture, and religious affairs, and also protocol of the state of Uttar Pradesh. Besides the honorable minister, we have the distinguished presence, you see, of Mr. Ahsan Khan. He is a partner of Ahsan Exports, but more importantly, he is a member of the Executive Council of the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce and past chairman of ISCC, that is Indo-American Chamber of Commerce Varanasi branch. We have the distinguished presence of Mr. Anurag Sharma, who is founder and chief executive of Tigerwala, as also Mr. Sharad Kumar Vats, who is founder of Nature Safari India Private Limited. And Make My Trip, I think everyone is familiar with this name. The representative we have is the Chief Business Officer, Mr. Rupendra Yadav, representing Make My Trip. And the award-winning filmmaker, Mr. Rahul Mitra, has also joined today to take part in this webinar and to enlighten us about the film-induced tourism. And we have a very, very special person who will deliver a very special address. That is Ms. Sunita Aron. She's the editor of Hindustan Times. I don't have to tell you what Hindustan Times is. Hindustan Times is Hindustan itself, representing the country, the widest read newspaper in the country. And we welcome you, Mrs. Aron, for this webinar. And I think to join us would also be Mr. Raju Srivastav, the famous comedian and chairman of the Film Development Council of Uttar Pradesh. And friends, we have the most distinguished presence of someone who is going to deliver the keynote address, that is Mr. Jitendra Kumar, Principal Secretary Tourism, Government of Uttar Pradesh. We are indeed privileged, sir, to have your presence for this important webinar, which concerns your ministry also and your department directly. And then, of course, we'll have the address by the Honorable Minister, Dr. Neelkant Tiwari ji, and we have also our own representative from Uttar Pradesh who heads, you see, the Lucknow chapter, that is Mr. Mukesh Bahadur Singh. He is also present here and he would be delivering the vote of thanks. So, Mukesh ji, thanks for all your help for this important webinar. So friends, we are indeed grateful to our Secretariat for organizing this webinar and to Ms. Kashish Tyagi in particular, and also to the Varanasi branch and the Lucknow chapter for organizing this. We have many distinguished speakers The format of this webinar will be slightly different. We would like to hear the views of these privileged speakers who are going to participate in the webinar. So there may not be much time for questions and answers. Therefore, what we suggest is that the questions, no doubt they are very important. We will deal with those questions post the webinar and get the answers to those who have posed those questions conveyed to them by email or by other service. So please bear with us because the time is short. Therefore, I will not take more time now. I would straight away like to proceed with the webinar, and it is my pleasure to request Mr. Ahsan Khan to deliver his uh, brief welcome address. Mr. Ahsan Khan.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? I guess I am, right? My greetings to all the respected dignitaries involved in today's webinar. I would like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Neelkant Tiwari, who also happens to be my MLA from Varanasi, and the Minister for Tourism, Culture and Religious Affairs. I would also like to welcome Mr. Raju Srivastava sir. I've had the pleasure of seeing him a few times at our different shows, and thank you very much for entertaining us so well, sir. I look forward to hearing your views regarding the UP Film Development Council. Along with this, again, I would like to request Dr. Bhasin has already welcomed everyone, so I would just like to read through the name. Mr. Jiten Kumar Sahab, Principal Secretary Tourism, Mr. N.G. Kumar Sahab, Secretary and Director General Tourism, of course, Mrs. Sunita Aranji, Editor of Hindustan Times, and all the others, Mr. Rahul Mitra, Mr. Sharad Kumar Sahab, and Mr. Anurag Sharma, Mr. Rupendra Yadav Sahab, and of course, my colleague, member from Lucknow, Mr. Mukesh Bahadur Singh. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to have an interactive session. We know that the whole world is fighting the COVID-19 epidemic today, and the tourism industry, which as a sector is one of the biggest employers after agriculture, I guess, is in the worst crisis due to this epidemic. Since I myself am directly connected with the tourism industry, therefore I'm fully aware of the problems and challenges of this field. The efforts being made by the Chief Minister of the state, Yogi Adityanath ji, and the Honorable Minister, Tiwari ji, and officials with full sincerity to bring the tourism industry back on track. Being based in Varanasi, the constituency of our respected Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, as well as I said earlier, our chief guest, Shri Neelkant Tiwari ji, it is a major player in the tourism sector of not only UP, but India as well. In the post-COVID scenario, the major player of the tourism sector must be looked after. There are a series of steps that, if taken, will help the government efforts to resurrect the tourism industry post-COVID. The state government has adopted the best and most accurate way to deal with the difficult situations created by the COVID-19 epidemic. I have hope that the efforts of the government, the tourism industry will be able to recover fully soon. The government announced the UP tourism policy in 2017-18, but it is still not notified, and the benefits that were designed for the industry have not materialized. So I would request that if something can be done about notifying the UP tourism policy, which is very well organized and very well drafted, if it can be notified and gazetted. Today in this webinar, we will discuss in detail the challenges faced by the ecotourism, film industry tourism, and tour and travels industry as a result of the situation arising out of the COVID-19 epidemic. Let's hope that we have an interesting session today, and I would now request Dr. Lalit Bhasin to please take over and proceed with the webinar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Hasan Khan. Thank you for that uh, welcome address. And now I request Mr. Anurag Sharma, founder and chief executive Tigerwala, to give his views on ecotourism, a perspective on ecotourism. Mr. Anurag Sharma.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anurag, and I'm into wildlife travel and hospitality based out of Delhi. My company operates in all the states wherever there's a possibility of ecotourism, and we do have some business interests in Uttar Pradesh also. This whole COVID pandemic has caused a disruption or a momentary pause, as we all know. Now, this momentary pause is in a way a challenge and an opportunity as well. Opportunity for those who have not been able to take mileage on it, and a challenge for someone who were at well-established place. So when we talk about the so-called new normal, people are already talking about isolated places, places which are far away, non-crowded. So the places which are very popular suddenly have a disadvantage. And the places which are not so popular or were not so touristy have an advantage. Uttar Pradesh, from that perspective, had a disadvantage, which is now on the brink of becoming an opportunity. As a state, you're sitting on a gold mine. You have some of the best-known tiger parks. You have some of the best-known habitat in the country in form of Pilibhit, Dudhwa, and Katania Ghat. We also have Ghadial Wildlife Sanctuary closer to Agra. And there are various other national parks and sanctuaries, but I'm going to talk about the whole prominent circuit of Dudhwa, Pilibhit, and Katania Ghat in terms of ecotourism potential, and also Chambal Ghadial Sanctuary, because that is what is the most sellable product when I talk about the Tarai landscape ecotourism, so to say, from a wildlife perspective after COVID. So, most of you, if not aware, the regular itineraries which are sold in the wildlife market originate in a circuit of Katania Ghat, or maybe it is a combination of Corbett, Dudhwa, and the traveler goes all the way to Pardia and sometimes Chitwan from Nepal. So these are some of the most popular itinerary with a combination. And also from Delhi, we do a lot of Ghadial Wildlife Sanctuary trips with a combination of Agra. So despite having some of the best parks, a lot of varied flora and fauna, and I can name a few that the state has almost 173 tigers across 2.5 tiger reserves. Why I say 2.5 is Amangarh is still not a tiger reserve notified. We don't have tourism, so we basically have Dudhwa, and we basically have Pilibhit. Katania Ghat also has some bit of wildlife population. You have, in this landscape, we have elephants, we have rhinos. If somebody wants to see a rhino, he has to go all the way to Assam to see a rhino. But right now, next door, we have rhinos in Dudhwa. So from a potential perspective, the state has a lot of potential. And like I said, because of this disruption, there's a lot of potential. But all we need to do is have a focused policy on promoting wildlife also. I know the focus of Uttar Pradesh, unfortunately, is on religious tourism more than wildlife. But I'm saying from an industry, and after me, Sharadji, who's a veteran in the industry, and also my mentor is going to talk about also the tourism potential. But trust me, from a wildlife travel company perspective, from a pure business perspective, I would be more than happy to sell lesser known parks like Dudhwa or Pilibhit or Katania Ghat. But we need government support, we need infrastructure, and we need that willingness and drive to push tourism forward. I mean, at the beginning of call, some of you must have overheard us. Me and Charaji were discussing that most of the prominent parks in India have already resumed operations. I know the footfall will be lesser, not many tourists will visit in, but this is a confidence building measure, not for now. Almost 15 to 20 days are left in the season. It is a confidence building measure for the next season when it starts in October and November, saying, yes, the management is looking towards it and we might get queries and we'll be able to do business. But if we have no clarity now till November, honestly, the way we work is the itineraries are finalized now for travel for October and November and December and January, April, March. So if we don't have a clarity now, it will be difficult for next 6 months to offer any kind of business commitment or as a destination to a client. So, like I said, there's a lot of potential. If the government is willing to support us, we'll be more than happy to push this as a destination because it works for us. The other parks are becoming expensive, which is not a case with Dudhwa. The other parks have issues with safari permits that, safari permits are not available in most of the prominent parks, which is still not a challenge with Dudhwa. So if there's right kind of focus and support, I'm sure we can do wonders. And, even PIP, Chitwan or Bardia in terms of tourist numbers, because I know our numbers in parks like Dudhwa are very less. I was shared a number a couple of days back when we were discussing about ecotourism in whole of Uttar Pradesh, saying, handful of foreign visitors visited Dudhwa as compared to the number of visitors who go to Chitwan. Like I said, this disruption is for good. Now we have an opportunity in our hands, and I would really seek the government support to push it forward. And I would like to end it here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma. Thanks a lot. You very rightly pointed out the challenges as also the opportunities now you see for development of ecotourism in the state of Uttar Pradesh and the need to have a proper infrastructure and the government support for that. Thank you very much. And as you rightly said that Mr. Sharad Kumar Bhatt is a veteran in this field and your veteran and your mentor also. So now let's go to the mentor and see what the mentor has to say on the perspective of ecotourism. So I invite Mr. Sharad Kumar Bhatt, founder Nature Safari India Private Limited, to please make a presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bhasin. Thank you, Anurag, for making my job easy and tough both. Making it easy because you covered a substantial part of what I had to say, and tough by calling me a mentor and a veteran. I think we all are learning here, and this pandemic itself has taught us that learning is never complete. We all always have to evolve. One thing very clear that has come out from this pandemic and this lockdown, which has been about 70 days plus, is that people are tired of sitting at home. They want to break free, and I think tourism is what offers that, and people will travel. So yes, this is a temporary dent, and people will be back to traveling. It's a matter of time. Now, there are two kinds of travelers when we talk about tourism. One is the domestic, and India has a huge number of domestic travel to an extent that we actually do not require the foreign travel, but it's always good to have a very good mix because we need to showcase the rich Indian heritage that we have across the world. So international travel will take a bit of time to resume because the international flights have to start. That is a few months down the line, or hopefully a couple of months. And then by the time, for people to come on 8-hour flight or 15-hour flight, it requires some amount of confidence. And I think that's what either a treatment or a vaccine will do. So coming to the presentation part of it, I think UP, as Dr. Bhasin said right in the beginning, that UP is one of the most important states, and I could not agree more to that. Why? When you talk about tourism, India is essentially 3 T's. One is the Taj, which is UP. You have temples, which is Varanasi, which is Prayagraj, which is Mathura Vrindavan, which is Ayodhya. And the third T is the tigers, which is Dudhwa, which is Pilibhit, and a bit of Amangarh, which can be shaped up to a tiger reserve as well. So having all the 3 present in one state, I think that's a huge plus. No other state has that. I think UP is privileged to have all the 3 T's. So when what attracts the foreigner is the Taj, the temples, and the tigers, and UP has it all. So our half the battle, or 90% of the battle, is already won. Okay, so that's one aspect of it. Now, why ecotourism? What is the importance of ecotourism? I think it's very important to, as again, somebody was mentioning that tourism contributes about 10% to our GDP and employs about 11% of our working population. That is a massive figure. And prior to COVID, tourism in India was growing at a rate of 5%, while the ecotourism was growing at a rate of 15% annually. Now that again is a massive number. Compared to regular tourism, I think ecotourism is growing at 15%. We need to understand what is it about ecotourism that attracts everybody. Importantly, I mean, there was a study which was done some time back, and they said that the average spend per tourist for a 3-night stay in a national park is close to 45,000 rupees, which includes the stay, meals, and safaris, entry permits, and the jeep hire charges. The 45,000 rupees for a 3-night stay in a national park. Now that's the average stay. Compared to somebody going to visit the Taj Mahal, compared to somebody going to visit any other place, any other monument, it's far, far less. So I think ecotourism people have a tendency to spend more. And a survey also showed that 71% of the tourists want to come back to the national parks. They're highly likely to return. So the importance of tiger in ecotourism is very critical. And also that the loyalty to the national parks is far higher compared to the beaches, to the mountains, to the monuments, and everything else. If you were to take a survey of somebody who's got into, it's like, okay, I mean, all of us who are sitting here or maybe beyond, or who are listening to us, how many of us have seen Taj Mahal for how many times in the last 30, 40, 50 years of our age, or 60 or more? How many of us have visited National Park more than once? So the chances are that you'll have people saying, I visited Kanha, I visited Bandhavgarh, I've seen Ranthambore, I've done Corbett, I've done Kaziranga, etc. So the loyalty to a national park is far more. So ecotourism is already attracting a lot of tourism. So that's a very, very big plus. Also, another thing which is in favor of ecotourism is that the age group. If you have to look at adventure tourism, adventure is restricted to maybe teenage or college goers or people who are in their 20s or maybe early 30s, that's about it. Or people who are into spiritual tourism, who want to just go and spend some time in the temples, that's on the other side, that's on the other side of the fulcrum. Wildlife attracts anybody from school goer to a senior citizen. That is a very, very big benchmark that you have. So we need to capitalize on that. So ecotourism appeals to everybody. So if we go on further to see as to what is it that again appeals, wildlife photography is another big interest. Not just for everybody's information, Canon and Nikon have been growing in India at a rate of 300% per annum for the last 10 years. Why is that? People are getting into wildlife photography, and I think a lot of this has to go, the credit has to go to the film industry. When the film Three Idiots came in, and there was this one of the idiots who was into wildlife photography, seeing that a lot of people got into wildlife photography, and that's good for wildlife. So people are coming back, and people are spending a lot of time. To an extent that the demand for wildlife tourism is so high in some states, wherein the permits get booked out 4 to 5 months before, in case of Ranthambore, even a year before. So that is the kind of demand. So once you bite the wildlife bug, once you bite the bug of ecotourism, you want to go there again and again because the loyalty factor is so high. Now, UP has it all, as Anurag just now mentioned, that in Dudhwa and Pilibhit. Now, Dudhwa, people talk about Corbett as the mother of all forests. I say Dudhwa is the father of all forests. Like Anurag mentioned, it has everything. You look at the tiger, the Asian elephants, the one-horned rhinos, the gharials, the crocodiles, over 500 species of birds, the otters, whatnot. What a beautiful landscape. And Dudhwa is not a landscape wherein, a 1 night or a 2 night stay. So if somebody is going to see a monument, say Taj Mahal, he would spend 1 night. But if you're going to Dudhwa, you want to spend 4 to 5 nights because you want to go and explore the area. Not only Dudhwa, you got Katharnia Ghat, you got Pilibhit, you got Kishanpur, all lined up right there. So there's so much in the area. So I think we need to get into understanding as to how is it that, though it is a very lucrative destination, how can we capitalize on it, how we can divert more tourism. For birds, you have Chambal Sanctuary, you also have the Sur Sarovar Bird Sanctuary, which is in Keetham, which is just outside Agra. And importantly, outside Agra in Keetham also has a very significant conservation and a rescue center for sloth bears and elephants. Not very many people are aware, but a lot of foreigners come there to see as to how the conservation is done, how the sloth bears were rescued from the Qalandars, and how are they treated, how they get there now. Also, UP has the Gharial Breeding Center in Katharnia Ghat. So the potential is absolutely immense. How to improve ecotourism in UP? Well, very simple. It already exists. All that we have to do is broadcast it. And in today's world of social media, today's world of digital marketing, it is so easy to increase the awareness of the rich resources that UP has worldwide. I think we need to take a step forward, something that has not been done in India. If UP gets into it, so one problem that UP does encounter in Dudhwa and Pilibhit is the man-animal conflict. We can work on that. We can reduce that, perhaps eliminate that the way it has been done in Chitwan National Park in Nepal, and that is by getting into community forest. I'll give you a small, very very small story. When I was in Dudhwa a few years back, I was standing in a village called Balia, which is very close to the boundary of the park. And I was just moving around in the fields when there was once one farmer who came and he said, "Sir ji, aap yahan kya kar rahe hain? Abhi shaam ke 5 baj gaye." I said, "Abhi mere paas time tha, so I was just going around." So he said, "Sir, abhi yahan pe tiger ke aane ka time ho gaya hai." I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "Yes, sir, यहाँ पे tiger का आने का time हो गया, so I think अब हमको यहाँ से चलना चाहिए, अब आपको भी यहाँ से चलना चाहिए." So I stood and I asked him, I said, "इसको explain करें." He said, "Sir, यहाँ पे because we are so close to the forest, the tiger comes here every day in the morning and every day in the evening." So he just took me 50 steps ahead and he showed me fresh pug marks of a male tiger in his own fields. And he said, "Sir, हम इतना नजदीक हैं that though a lot of people are growing sugarcane here, but I intentionally do not grow sugarcane. I grow the vegetables, so that the tiger does not go and does not come and hide inside the field here." So we have people like that. So I think if we start pushing such thought that just around the area, just around the national park, if we move away from the sugarcane and get into the cash crop of the vegetables and all, I think that will really do well, and later get into community forests. So the potential is just immense. I mean, I can go on talking for 24 hours on UP, and I love UP so much, not because I am from UP, but it truly has an amazing potential. When it comes to biodiversity, in terms of the number of species. I mean, UP is home to 50% of the bird species in India. That is massive. India is about 1,200 species. Overall, UP from east to the west is close to about 600 species of birds. So what else to really talk about UP? So there is so much that one can do here in UP. So I think this webinar is a very good platform of at least initiating it. And if we recognize it, and as was said by Dr. Bhasin, that UP employs a lot of people, it can get money instantly. So what started as a medical problem in COVID is turning into a financial problem, which is also in turn turning into a humanitarian problem. So tourism can handle financial and humanitarian problem very fast. And as Anurag said, that we were discussing that the national parks in Kanha in Madhya Pradesh have opened, and a couple of more states have opened. So we need to send the right signals across that we are ready. We've got ready with all this, and what are the precautions which are required. Everybody knows, all the hotels, resorts, etc. know what are the precautions which are required, and we are actually good to go. Sends very good signals across to the world, and people will start to come fast. Within India, there will be so many people who will start to travel, because as I said right in the beginning that people are kind of fed up sitting at home. They want to travel. They want to spend that kind of money, and once tourism gets in the people, the money comes instant. It's like when you go for a safari, you are paying for the guide, you're paying for the jeep hire, you are paying to the hotel. The hotel in turn is buying few things from the local vendors and all that. So there is cash flow, and that's very fast. By the time the government policies come onto the ground, it takes a few weeks, maybe a couple of months. But here, with tourism, it happens very fast. With the right precautions, I think ecotourism can be very, very big plus. That is all that I have to say. Thank you so very much. Sorry to exceed my time limit, I think, by a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Vats. I think you very rightly pointed out that tourism can never end. It is just a temporary phase, which temporary phase will soon end, and there will be complete revival of tourism, not only in the state of Uttar Pradesh but all over the country, but particularly in the state of Uttar Pradesh, because the opportunities which are there, I think, are immense, and they are just waiting to be exploited. So thank you very much. And your point about the 3 T's, I think it was very, very important, very relevant. And now the perspective on tour and travel industry. No one could be better than the representative from Make My Trip, and that also the Chief Business Officer, Mr. Rupendra Yadav. So I hand over the You see, proceeding now to Mr. Yadav to make his presentation too. Yes.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. On tour and travel industry, like people have already said, I think it's the most impacted industry because of COVID, and no two ways about it. But yes, this is a big stop because a lot of precautions people are going to take. How fast will it come back? It is for all of us to see in future, but our take is it will take some time for it to come back. Having said that, what we also see is that people are tired sitting at home. This summer vacation, which has just gone by, they have not been able to travel. A lot of plans were there, and they did not get executed the way people had planned. They had to cancel so many trips, etc. We see people want to, airline industry has pushed change of dates rather than giving back the money to people. So there are these open bookings that exist, and people will make use of that in future. One other point which is very, very clearly coming about is the fact that to start with, short trips will open up. When I say short trips, what I mean is people will go to locations which are closer to their home locations, try and use their own vehicle, maybe their own car to start with, because they feel much more safer in that environment. And if hotels, etc., are taking the precautions which are already communicated in terms of safety, sanitation, and hygiene, then they would be more and more willing to travel. From Make My Trip perspective, we are trying to work with the hotel community to try and communicate safety aspect through a certification mechanism to the consumers. So we are seeing this opening up happening in terms of short trips. And now coming to UP, therefore, prior to me, Mr. Anurag and Mr. Shazad talked about, UP has the largest population per se. And there are a lot of people who used to travel outside of UP particularly. They can for sure be customers who can travel within UP. It's a question of whether those locations are brought alive to them in terms of attractiveness of that destination. And this is about, when I say short trips, it is about 2 to 3 days, 3 to 4 days trips, which basically take out this whole pent up desire to having a vacation rather than sitting at home in the last 70 odd days that people have been operating from home, working from home, etc. So it's this thing which is gaining traction. We are seeing a lot of transactions coming through on that front, particularly to start with. Uh, some travel which is long, let's say number of nights or number of days, longer duration travel is likely to happen later when in, let's say, post October, November, when things start opening up and people are feeling much more safer. But this is something which we are seeing is likely to happen as things open up slightly more. Even today, there are more restrictions on travel, some between states, etc. But if these restrictions were to go away, I think this is particular element which is going to be big. There are two advantages which come because of this. One is when it is about short trips, people are staying at various cities, various districts. It is about 200, 250-kilometer radius in which they would travel. So it's about those small, beautiful places which are not very crowded, bringing up those onto the perspective of people to say, yeah, these are also great places to travel. We talked about wildlife prior to Mr. Sharad and Anurag were talking about wildlife sanctuaries, birding sites, etc. And they can very clearly be brought alive because people want something to do, but a relaxing place, right? And if in 2-3 days that is something which they can achieve, this is a great occasion to get out of COVID and start moving on. So that's the perspective that we have in Make My Trip, and that's something which we are enabling through bringing more and more such smaller locations onto play in terms of attractiveness and communicating about them to the individuals from various hubs. For example, somebody sitting in Aligarh could travel to Agra. And when I say Agra, Agra doesn't mean Taj, because Taj is only one a big attraction, but only one piece out of the overall things that Agra can offer. So that it's about that. Can the person travel to in some other direction? That's also possible depending on whether the infrastructure is available, even homestays coming into play as far as that is concerned, and whether there is any site which is attractive enough to for a person to enjoy for a day or two. It's about that. And I think this is a great opportunity to bring discoverability around UP per se, and in a larger scenario, I would say whole of India. And Ministry of Tourism anyway is running a Dekho Apna Desh campaign. I think a lot of these nuggets can be brought alive there because they are quite focused on bringing these specific small destinations alive rather than just focusing on the big ones. So that's our perspective on the tours and travels. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Yadav. You made a very relevant point that people are actually now tired of sitting at home. So they would even go for shorter trips, shorter in terms of distance, also shorter in terms of duration also. And I think the longer travel possibilities have to wait for some time. I think that is the ground reality. But thanks for highlighting these important features. And now we have very unusual speaker in the sense that film have not been considered as promoting tourism. But lately what we have seen that Indian films have made a mark in promoting tourism, not only within the country, but even the foreign countries are approaching the Indian film industry to promote, you see, their important venues, destinations, including like Switzerland, or you see places in the Eastern European countries. So we have Mr. Rahul Mitra, who is the award-winning filmmaker, and he will make his presentation on perspective on film-induced tourism. So we welcome Mr. Rahul Mitra. I request him to make his presentation, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bhasin. Good afternoon, everybody. I think in these trying times of lockdown, if there is anything which has kept all of us occupied, happy, busy, in our elements, has been cinema. I think each one of us, we have gone and watched all our popular films, gone to OTT platforms, and realized what cinema is all about. So cinema, as we all know, is the most interactive and the most, I would say, important part of form of art. I'm reminded, of my childhood when one of the first movies I saw was Jangli. And when I remember Shami Kapoor Sahab sliding down from the slopes of snow-capped slopes of Kashmir on, I would go to my father and say, "Mujhe yahan jana hai." And I just, every single day, I wanted to go to Kashmir because I thought that was heaven. And he had no choice but in a few months plan a trip and, take me and my elder siblings all the way to Kashmir. Years later, my son, at the same age, saw this film called The Beach, which was shot in Thailand, in Krabi, and he started chewing my brains. Dad, this is where I want to go. So what happens is that when we go away from the realm of life and watch a film or any other audio-visual format, we are drawn into that world. And when we want to relive that world and, a slice of that moment, we want to go back to that location. This, friends, is film-induced tourism, nothing else. It's simple. And according to me, I think film-induced tourism has the potential and has proved it also of being probably one of the biggest forms of tourism or marketing. The couple of films that I have made, I think most of them have revolved around Central India and Uttar Pradesh, whether it was all my three Sai Bibi gangster series, or it was Bullet Raja that I extensively shot in Lucknow, which also made me incidentally the first filmmaker to get subsidy from Film Bandhu. And other films also that I've made, I think locations have been the most important. People generally ask me whenever I travel for film festivals abroad in India, you know, I've had the privilege of coming to Uttar Pradesh almost every year or every second year, speaking at various forums. I always say that the real hero of my film has been the location. Whether it was, you know, the Palace of the Rani in Sai Bibi Gangster 1 that I shot in Devgarh Baria, 100 kilometers from Baroda, or it was that famous scene in Bullet Raja with Saif Ali Khan running on Hazrat Ganj, or you know, the bungalow of Mr. Bachchan in Sarkar 3, or my next film Torbaz with Sanjay Dutt, which I shot in Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan. That made me probably the first filmmaker to go and shoot a film there. And I'm very happy to tell you that my next film is going to be again in Uttar Pradesh, called Mard, starring Randeep Hooda, which is directed by Sai Kabir Shrivastava, who also directed Revolver Rani for me. So location, as I told you, is very, very, very important. Now, in order to, you know, for us filmmakers to come and keep on coming and enjoying, I am very happy shooting in Uttar Pradesh. In fact, I had the honor and the privilege of meeting the Honorable Chief Minister a couple of times. He had called me and a couple of common friends, Manoj Vajpayee. I remember a couple of other actor friends and engaged with him. Then I've shared, you know, panels, discussions with Jitendra Kumar ji and other delegates. So I have also always maintained that Uttar Pradesh is a delight, absolute delight. And some of my speaker friends before me spoke about, you know, that Uttar Pradesh has had all the elements, you know, which would attract people to come and enhance tourism. Very quickly, three things come to my mind. These are already there in Uttar Pradesh, but how we can improve them. The Honorable Minister is there. We have Principal Secretary Jitendra Kumar ji. We have DG Tourism. We have Raju Bhai, who heads the Film Council. So the three things, if I were to sum up, is A, incentivize it, that you have a film subsidy policy in place. I think maybe you can relook at it and include the OTT platforms. There is so much of work happening on Amazon, Netflix, ZEE5 and all the OTT platforms. In fact, while I'm speaking with you, I'm happy to share with you that I'm also in the process of signing a big collaboration deal with one or two of the top OTT platforms, and will be probably coming out with the news soon. So if we have, you know, subsidy or other incentives, even for web series and original films on OTT, I think Uttar Pradesh can really emerge as a very, very big hub. And if you can, the government can further, you know, incentives by setting up a film city there with post-production facilities, I think there can be a whole lot of shootings that can take place. In fact, I would be happy to lead a delegation with all the heads of, you know, all my friends across OTT and other platforms. Second is to, so one is incentivize. The second is administrative reforms, which are, I think, already in place. Bureaucrats are very friendly. They're always wanting to help. And I have had wonderful experience shooting in Uttar Pradesh. And third is to sensitize. Sensitize the people who are working. If the government can work as an extension of the line producer. Suppose I'm all ready now, after when things normalize, to come and shoot a beautiful subject called Mard in Uttar Pradesh. What if the government engages with me at this point and say, Rahul, what is your script? Share with us. Okay, we can have this location, this location, like one of my friends earlier said, has not been exploited, but it is wonderful for your scene. We'll give you this location. We're ready to spend money. We're ready to come all the way from Mumbai, but we need options because we need to shoot at real locations. I at least am not a guy to shoot a film on studios. I love to shoot on real locations. So I think this is all about it. And apart from having database of local artists, this that which is already in place. Uttar Pradesh is a beautiful state. I think it is a state which has taught cultural. I myself come from Chandigarh and I'm a Punjabi, but a lot of people feel that I have a great connect with Uttar Pradesh, and I feel too because I've made I think too many films revolving around Uttar Pradesh. So I look forward to shooting in UP, and but I would really love it in case there can be more incentives towards OTT and other things. And we are always there to help promote Uttar Pradesh and its beautiful destinations all the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mitra. I think that was a brilliant presentation. You have very rightly pointed out that films have kept us busy during these very difficult times. As a matter of fact, I had never heard of Netflix or Amazon and all that, but during this period, my son has introduced me to these, and I spend some of my time, whichever I can get, in watching really some good quality films, both from the past as well as some present films. And you very rightly said, location is the hero. Very, very aptly said. And sometimes people may not, appreciate who is the hero, who is the heroine. But if the location is excellent and it blends with the story, then performances of actors also become relevant. But very rightly said, location is the hero, and what is required is that UP is already a delight for filmmaking and for tourism, but the government has to take steps for incentivizing, this, and Mr. Jitendra Kumar is here, and I think he will definitely keep a note. So thank you very much for your presentation. And now we move on to someone who represents the media. It is my view as a lawyer, that media actually represents the voice of the people, and they bring in what is relevant for the citizens of this country, what is important culturally, historically, economically, legally. They bring, the core issues. We have a very eminent person, a great personality in the field of media, who will deliver a special address. That is Ms. Sunita Aron. She is the editor of Hindustan Times in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So friends, it is a privilege to have her presence and to listen to her special address. Over to Sunita Aron.
Hi, am I audible? Okay, good afternoon, everybody. And as we discuss a very interesting subject, I prefer to be optimistic. Yes, there is a scare. Yes, the tourism industry is going to suffer for some time. Yes, people in Agra are planning to convert their hotels into hostels. Yes, the boatmen are going hungry in Varanasi. So all across any level, from a 7-star hotel to the guy on the Varanasi Ghat, are facing the pinch. Having said so, UP offers everything. Now, when people, they are under stress today, what exactly are they looking for? I think today they are not looking for closed buildings. They're looking for open spaces. They want to come out. Let's look at children. I'm very sure some startups, some young children will decide about it. how to go about it and provide fun parks, some good areas where children can go and there is a facility for a family to stay for 2-3 days, because nobody is going to travel long. We have a representative of the government. If we are looking at trips which are say 100 to 200 kilometers to a wildlife sanctuary, the road has to be there. We need to look at the infrastructure, and winters is coming. Winters is the time when we can look at tourists, our domestic tourists right now. People may not come to visit Taj, but they will come and they'll visit a sanctuary close by Agra. Thereabout, and we only talk about Pilibhit, we talk about Dudhwa, we talk about, but do we talk about Gangetic dolphins that can be seen and spotted in parts of UP? Do we talk about 23 other wildlife sanctuaries and the rarest of the rare birds that we get to see in UP? Do we ever talk about the beautiful rivers, barring Ganga in Varanasi? I think the time has come for the government to have a short-term plan and a long-term plan now. Long-term plan is where, you know, they can plan as they have been thinking, tourism as an industry, whether they want to focus on religious tourism or on medical tourism or whatever. And they have to look at short-term plan. Short-term plan should be focused on winters to get our domestic tourists, to get people going out. I have visited countries where children are taken to historical places to teach history. Can we contact schools? Can we arrange, organize visits? That's also part of tourism. That also gives money. Can we look at people going to villages? Can we develop small village resorts? Can we look at spiritual retreats other than Baba Ramdev's? We have such beautiful locations, as Rahul was saying, for the films, but we have beautiful locations for which can work as a stress buster. People really want to get out of their homes today, but they want to go to a safer place. And because today the economy is also in doldrums, they don't have too much of money to spend. They are going to be very, very wise in spending, and they'll avoid air travel. A car, a family would love to go out somewhere. So I think the government has to focus on a few things. One, some of our sanctuaries, which they can develop. Second, religious places. Now, besides Varanasi, which religious place offers proper accommodation? People would like to come to Ayodhya, but do we have proper accommodation? Can we offer them proper accommodation? People come to Mathura, there are a whole lot of dharamshalas and all. But today, everybody is going to play safe. So if we are looking at religious tourism, we'll have to look at, even if we take only 3 cities, it has to be done in a quick way. Even if we pick up only 5 villages where people can go and spend their day, 2 days, closer to the roots, we can develop them. It's not very difficult. If we are looking at the connectivity, we want people to attend Bundelkhand festivals. The road has to be there. People would like to go from Kanpur and Lucknow if the road is good. So I think in UP, for every area, they'll have to divide UP into 4 zones, look at the potential that those zones offer, and work out quick plans, something which they can do before the winters come in. We have lots to do, and I'm sure we'll be able to salvage the sufferings that the industry and even as the tourists we are going to face. But it has to be a quick. There's no time to think, deliberate, pass policies, go through all that. It has to be taken, the steps have to be taken immediately. And we have some palaces. Yes, there are ownership issue. Can we develop 4 palaces in 4 regions of Uttar Pradesh and offer people weekend getaways? There's lots. The only thing is we'll have to think about it, how we do it. We'll have to Dudhwa. Who will go to Dudhwa if we don't have the right infrastructure? Who will go to Katania Ghat? Katania Ghat is the best of alligators. It is best of the backwaters. One has to go and see the beauty of Katania Ghat. But we need to have proper, better infrastructure, because people will not take risk. They will not take risk and venture out. So I'm very sure government will think about it. They'll think about Ayodhya. They are expecting people to come after the laying of the foundation stone. Let there be arrangements for people to stay there in a safer area. Let's control the crowd. That's another thing that has to be done. Kashi Vishwanath, they're allowing only 8 or 10 people. Let's broadcast it that our temples are safe. You can come and visit it. And I'm very sure it will start with domestic tourism, and later on, after a year or so, the international tourist will also look at UP. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunita ji. I think it was a brilliant presentation, and you brought out something new, some new features, you know, and I am at least speaking for myself, very much appreciative of when you talked about taking children to historical places. That is like promoting education tourism. Education tourism, I would call it, and then also taking the tourists to villages. That will promote the village tourism. So I think these are something, points which need very serious consideration. And you very rightly pointed out that we have to salvage this suffering now, and that can be done only by quick plans and planning for the winter which will come. I think very important, and I'm sure that Mr. Jitendra Kumar ji would be paying some, attention to what you have very rightly highlighted. So thank you very much. And now we again move on to the film industry and what it can contribute to promote tourism in the state of Uttar Pradesh. We have the very, very distinguished presence of Mr. Raju Srivastav. I had been a great fan of Mr. Srivastav, and when he was appearing very frequently as a great comedian. And now I'm very glad that the government of Uttar Pradesh has realized, his great contribution and has made him, the chairman of the Film Development Council of the state of Uttar Pradesh, and also the living life with a mission to bring a smile on everyone's face. And he's also a brand ambassador of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Over to you, Mr. Raju Srivastav ji.
Sir, please unmute your mic.
Is Mr. Srivastav there?
Can the host please unmute Raju?
I have already unmuted. He himself muted his machine. Rajuji, can you please unmute this machine?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. जी.
Welcome, welcome.
जी, thank you. सबसे पहले तो सबको बहुत राम राम सलाम. पहले हम लोग छुट्टियों के मजे लेते थे, आजकल छुट्टियां हमारे मजे ले रही हैं. और इतना हाथ धो लिया है, इतना हाथ धो लिया है कि अब तो लगता है कोरोना भी बुरा हो गया होगा। तो राहुल जी ने बहुत अच्छे पॉइंट्स रखे, सुनीता जी ने बहुत अच्छी बातें बताई। आप सब इस बात से एग्री करते हैं कि फिल्मों का बहुत कंट्रीब्यूशन है टूरिज्म बढ़ाने में। पिछले 3-4 साल से, जब से हमारी उत्तर प्रदेश में योगी जी की गवर्नमेंट आई है, आपने देखा होगा कि फिल्मों की शूटिंग्स उत्तर प्रदेश में बहुत ज्यादा हो रही है, और इसमें बड़े बड़े स्टार्स जो कभी उत्तर प्रदेश आने से बचते थे या इग्नोर करते थे, तो वो सारे लोग अब उत्तर प्रदेश में शूटिंग कर रहे हैं, चाहे अमिताभ बच्चन हो, रजनीकांत हो, अक्षय कुमार हो या कोई भी हो। और फिल्म वालों ने ऐसी ऐसी जगह उत्तर प्रदेश में एक्सप्लोर की हैं, ऐतिहासिक जगह हो या धार्मिक स्थल हो, जिनको शायद वहाँ के लोकल लोग भी नहीं जानते थे, तो अब वो फिल्मों के जरिए लोगों के सामने आ रही हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि जितनी ज्यादा फिल्में बनेंगी उतना ज्यादा पर्यटन बढ़ेगा, टूरिज्म बढ़ेगा। इसी कड़ी में अभी हम लोगों ने नया ये अमेंडमेंट ये किया है योगी जी के आशीर्वाद से, कि इसमें अब हम लोगों ने बाहर की फिल्मों को भी सब्सिडी देने का निर्णय लिया है, जिसमें चाहे वो इंग्लिश फिल्म आके बनाए, कोई विदेशी बना सकता है जिनके ग्रैंडफादर या कोई उत्तर प्रदेश के रहे हो, और उत्तर प्रदेश के अलावा दूसरी भाषा की फिल्में, हिंदी के अलावा भी दूसरी भाषा की फिल्में भी अगर आके उत्तर प्रदेश में शूट करते हैं तो उनको भी अब हमने सब्सिडी देने का निर्णय लिया है हमारी सरकार ने। और सबसे ज्यादा दिक्कत होती थी फिल्म वालों को, जो मैंने महसूस किया, मैंने भी करीब 70-80 फिल्मों में काम किया है, सबसे ज्यादा दिक्कत ये होती थी कि पहले ये होता था कि सब्सिडी के लिए चक्कर बहुत लगाने पड़ते। मैंने जाके उनसे निवेदन किया योगी जी से कि सबसे पहला काम ये करिए कि किसी तरह से सर आदेश दीजिए कि सब्सिडी किसी की रोकी ना जाए, पेंडिंग ना रखा जाए। इसी कड़ी में पिछले 2 महीने में हमने बहुत सारे प्रोड्यूसर्स की सब्सिडी क्लियर करवाई है। और अब जो परमिशंस हैं, शूटिंग के परमिशंस के लिए जो प्रोड्यूसर डायरेक्टर को भटकना पड़ता है, पुलिस के पास थाने जाना पड़ता है, अब वो सिंगल विंडो हम करने जा रहे हैं, जिसके तहत हमारे ही विभाग से, फिल्म बंधु से, फिल्म विकास परिषद से डायरेक्ट हम उस डिस्ट्रिक्ट के डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट को कह देंगे, वहाँ के टीएम को कह देंगे, तो उसको थोड़ा सा हमने आसान बनाने की कोशिश की है। बाकी टूरिज्म बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है, लेकिन फिलहाल अभी हम लोग जिस सिचुएशन में है, हम पहले प्रार्थना करें ये महामारी समाप्त हो जाए और सब कुछ सामान्य हो जाए, क्योंकि इसके बारे में कुछ किसी को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, क्योंकि ये इस तरह का रोग पहले ना कभी हुआ है, इसलिए ना वैक्सीन है, आप सब इस चीज को जानते हैं। हमारे राहुल भाई ने बहुत अच्छा सजेशन दिया, वो चाहते हैं कि वेब सहूलियत या सही सहायता। राहुल भाई, वेब सीरीज का यही है कि अभी तक ये इसमें सेंसरशिप नहीं है, तो चाहते हो दिखा सकते हैं। तो कहीं हमें डर लगता है कि हमारी सरकारी सहायता से कोई ऐसी चीज ना आ जाए जिससे लोगों को आपत्ति हो, तो अभी तक इसलिए सिर्फ फिल्मों सीमित है। लेकिन आपने बहुत अच्छा सुझाव दिया है, इस समय पे हम आपके टच में रहेंगे। इस बात को भी हम जितेंद्र जी के सामने भी शेयर करेंगे, हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी को भी ये बात बताएंगे कि ऐसा करके हम और यहाँ पर रोजगार सृजन कर सकते हैं। जब ज्यादा शूटिंग होगी तो जाहिर है यहाँ के लोगों को ज्यादा उसमें काम मिलेगा, उत्तर प्रदेश के लोगों का। तो इस कड़ी में हम काम कर रहे हैं, सीखते जा रहे हैं, और जो आप लोगों के आइडियाज होंगे उनको हम इम्प्लीमेंट करने की कोशिश करेंगे। और यही कह सकता हूँ, लेकिन ये बिल्कुल एश्योर कराना चाहता हूँ कि योगी जी ने निर्देश दिया है कि अब फाइल अटकाने वाला, डिले करने वाला वो सिस्टम हमारे यहाँ खत्म है, सब चीजें फास्ट होंगी। तो मुझे लगता है हमारे फिल्म वाले ज्यादा से ज्यादा उत्तर प्रदेश में आएंगे, शूटिंग करेंगे। जब फिल्में ज्यादा बनेंगी तो जाहिर है टूरिज्म भी बढ़ेगा। और टूरिज्म से याद आया, जब वो फ्लाइट की बात कर रहे थे, एक फनी नोट में बोल रहा हूँ, पहले जब कोई बॉम्बे से लखनऊ वगैरह आता था फ्लाइट से, तो लोग कहते थे बम्बई से आया मेरा दोस्त, दोस्त को सलाम करो। आजकल कहते हैं बम्बई से आया मेरा दोस्त, पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म करो। दिशा में जो जो मुझे निर्देश मिल रहा है, और हमें बड़ी खुशी बताते हुए कि योगी जी का, चाहे अवनीश अवस्थी जी हो, सबका बहुत सहयोग मिल रहा है। और इस तहत हमारा फिल्म सिटी बनाने का एक बहुत पुराना सपना है, हम उस पर भी लगे हुए हैं। मोबाइल थिएटर बढ़ाने के लिए योगी जी ने निर्देश दिया है कि जो गांव-गांव जाए 100 सीटर वाले, और वहां के लोगों तक सूचनाएं पहुंचाई जा सके। इस दिशा में भी हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। बस इस तरह से आपसे बात होती रहेगी तो हम आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद राजू जी। बहुत अच्छा आपने हाईलाइट किया कि पहले हम लोग छुट्टियों में मजे लेते थे, अब छुट्टियां हमारे मजे लेने लगी हैं। और सीरियस नोट पे आपने बहुत अच्छा बोला कि जितनी ज्यादा फिल्में बनेंगी उतना ही ज्यादा प्रोत्साहन मिलेगा पर्यटन को भी, टूरिज्म भी उतना ही प्रमोट होगा। आई थिंक बहुत ही बिल्कुल बिल्कुल आपने ठीक बताया। और ये बड़ी खुशी हुई हमको सुन के कि प्रेजेंट जो सरकार है यूपी की, अब वो सब्सिडी के लिए उन लोगों को चक्कर नहीं लगाने पड़ते। आपने कोई सिंगल विंडो क्लियरेंस का किया है, तो आई थिंक ये भी बहुत ही अच्छा
अभी
स्टेप
सर
है।
जी सर ललित जी, अभी 2 महीने पहले ही हमने पेंडिंग सारी सब्सिडीज क्लियर कराई हैं योगी जी के आशीर्वाद से।
ये तो बहुत ही अच्छा किया ना आपने। तो हम तो यही कहेंगे
मुझे सर दर्द पता है, जब हमारी पेमेंट रुक जाती थी और फिर हमें दिक्कत होती थी कि हम मकान मालिक को कैसे किराया देंगे।
हम तो यही कहेंगे कि वो जो बंबई से आया दोस्त, उसको सलाम नहीं करो, अपने राजू श्रीवास्तव को सलाम करो।
अच्छा ललित जी, आप इतना अच्छा लाफ्टर दे रहे हैं, आशीर्वाद दे रहे हैं, तो मैं एक जोक सुनाता हूँ। एक बार गजोदर भैया कहीं जा रहे थे, तो जैसे ही वो रेलवे स्टेशन पहुंचे, आगे मैं नहीं बताऊंगा, आत्मनिर्भर बनो।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल ठीक है। आजकल लोग यही सोचते रहते हैं कि सरकार हमारे लिए क्या कर रही है, पर ये भी सोचना चाहिए कि हम खुद क्या कर रहे हैं।
हम क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन दे सकते हैं
अपने समाज के लिए, अपनी कंट्री के लिए। आजकल जमाना अब रेगुलेशन का नहीं है, सेल्फ रेगुलेशन, सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन। तभी आप इसी कोरोना वायरस को फाइट कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि ये सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग वगैरह ये हमको खुद प्रैक्टिस करना है।
हाँ, अभी देखिए सरकार ने जब ये नियम लाया, मेरी नजर हर सब्जेक्ट पे रहती है। नियम है कि शादी के फंक्शन में सिर्फ 50 लोग शामिल हो सकते हैं, 50 लोग। पहले तो बड़ा दिक्कत हो जाता था, इतने ज्यादा लोग आ जाते थे, लोग की घर वाले टेंशन में आ जाते थे, यार प्लेटें निकलती चली जा रही हैं। तो पता करना पड़ता था, भाई आप लड़की वाले के साथ हैं कि लड़के वाले के साथ हैं। तो एक को पूछा, भाई आप किसके साथ हैं? तो बोलता भाई मैं घोड़ी के साथ हूँ, घोड़ी लाया। एक को पूछा आप किसके साथ हैं? तो उसने तमंचा निकाल के कहा मैं घोड़े के साथ।
घोड़े के साथ। बहुत अच्छा, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया राजू जी, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे पार्टिसिपेट आपने किया,
मुझे
तो बहुत धन्यवाद। तो फ्रेंड्स, now we have the keynote speaker and the guest of honor for today's webinar, Shri Jitendra Kumar ji, the Principal Secretary, Ministry of Tourism, Government of Uttar Pradesh. He has held positions as the State Project Director, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Adhikari, and also State Project Director. He has served as a Commissioner, Gorakhpur and Prayagraj Division, and has held position as District Magistrate in many districts of Uttar Pradesh. It's a privilege for us to welcome Mr. Jitendra Kumar ji, the Principal Secretary, Department of Tourism and Culture, Government of Uttar Pradesh. Over to you, Jitendra ji.
Thank you, Lalit ji, and good evening to all the participants on board. I hope I am audible to everybody.
Yes.
I have listened everyone and I have noted down the important suggestions. Many of the participants have given many important suggestions that need to be worked on. So I'll come on that one by one. But before that, I will like to say that Honorable Minister Dr. Neelkant Tiwari ji is traveling from Lucknow to Varanasi. So he may not be able to join. So on behalf of him, I will be noting everything and I extend my all support on behalf of him also. उनको किसी बहुत जरूरी काम से वाराणसी के लिए निकलना पड़ गया and on way he might not be on the net availability ताकि आपसे इंटरेक्ट हो सके तो इसलिए मैं उनकी बातों को भी आपके माध्यम में अपने माध्यम से कहूंगा और आपकी बातों को उन तक पहुंचाऊंगा एक माध्यम का भी काम करूंगा मिस्टर एहसान खान ने अभी अपने keynote address में बताया that UP tourism policy is very good, but the rules and regulations and the drafts has not been notified. Let me tell you that it has been notified in February itself. All the rules, regulations, and formats has been notified, and it is available on the website of the UP Tourism. So you can download it from the UP Tourism. It has already been notified. So all those investors who have registered under that UP Tourism Policy 2018 or 2018, they want to lodge their claim for the subsidy, either for the capital subsidy or for interest subsidy or for any other things. If you're facing it, they can always mail us on, I will tell you the number of the mail ID of DG Tourism. It is dg.upt1@gmail.com. I check this mail ID every day. I will again repeat dg.upt1@gmail.com. And all this notification forms have been notified in February. It is available on the website. Mr. Anurag Sharma very validly talked about the wildlife in ecotourism. He said, highlighted the important destinations of Uttar Pradesh and tiger safari, ecotourism destinations. We have so many ecotourism destinations, almost 37 ecotourism destinations we have. Mr. Sudhir Garg is the Principal Secretary of Forest Department. He's my batchmate and we are working together to develop all those destinations. Sunita Aranji told that during this COVID lockdown period, people are fed up with lockdown. Everybody said it. People said, "Ghar mein reh kar ke bilkul bore ho gaye." Now it's a time that we want to come out. But how will we come out? This will be an issue that the many participants told, and what I feel also that the people, when will they start moving, they will make a small move, 200, 300 kilometer, maybe by their own private cars, which can be traveled in say for 3 to 4 hour distance. And that much distance they will like to travel, and after the driveway of 3-4 hours, they will like to stay for 2-3 hours. They will like to travel with family, so naturally they will be looking for the destination which serve them the safe destination. They might stay there for 2-3 days, and for in that case we'll have to put the things of all those destinations like a package for the family. We'll have to promote our family tour. Hoteliers, restaurants, and that all tour operators also, they will have to come forward and they have to make the package. As Sunita Aranji said, that we have to work very quickly on that, and we will work on that. We have to start it before the winter. We are working on the school tourism also. So Sitapur is very close by of Lucknow, and we are working on the Namisar and day tour. For that, we are developing our UP tour hotels in Namisar, and we have hotel there, but those are not in a very good shape. But we are working on it, and maybe in a couple of months we will be in position of that. And in addition to that, in that campus, we are adding some tented accommodation also, as we did during the Defense Expo, as we did during the Kumbh in Prayagraj. All those two experiments were very good for the UP tourism. This tentage accommodation was a big hit. So now this time we are working on that on all those ecotourism destinations where good accommodation facilities are not available, at those places, we can develop that the tentage accommodation. For that, we will have to give them the land. We are in discussion with some dentist agencies. They have asked us a certain area of land on certain conditions. So we are working on that, and very soon we will come forward with this, that the tourism destinations, tent cities availability, and the package tours. SOP for hotels and restaurants has already been issued by Government of India, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare on 4th June. State governments have also issued the SOPs. Now the hotels and restaurants has also been allowed to open with, of course, certain limitations. But even under that limitations, the challenge is that the people are not coming forward in the hotel and restaurants. Restaurant service have now started, especially with the takeaway services. The people are coming forward for the takeaway. Maybe soon after that, in the next phase, in 1 week or 2 weeks, the people may start going to restaurants also. So this will be the first step. After that, they can travel and stay in the hotels also. Mr. Sarath Kumar Bakshi had told so many new things and very attractive things. He said the 3T, Taj, temples and tigers in UP. I'll say that I will add 3C into this also. That is cuisine, culture and craft. If you put all three things together, 3Cs together, the craft, culture and cuisine, it becomes a very big hit. And the example was Kumbh during this 2019. We tried to put all three things together, the craft, cuisine and culture. When we think of about Taj, because Taj, Sunita Aronji said that the hoteliers are thinking to convert their hotel in Taj into hostels, because the tourists coming all across the country or from abroad also, it has gradually developed a tendency that they are not staying in Agra. They are traveling to Jaipur. They stay in Taj, they come, they see Taj Mahal, and then they go to Jaipur. I've interacted with so many tour operators and the tourists. The reason behind this is that they don't find any attractive nightlife activity in Taj, Agra. Because they say that if we stay in Agra, that we have no option but to stay inside the hotel. But if you go in Jaipur or if you go to any part of Rajasthan, that we see so many cultural activities, so many ethnic dances are there, ethnic cuisine is there, craft markets are there. So we come to India to see all those things. We come to be attached with your culture things. We want to see all those things. We don't come to see the hotels here only. So this is the challenge that we are working on, this to develop a night activity in Taj also, but in between this COVID issue came. After that, we will use this period of the COVID, like we are interaction with the hoteliers of Agra also, to develop, and with the government, with the Agra Development Authority, with the Commissioner Agra and the District Magistrate Agra, to develop some night activity into Agra. But when this will start, before that, temples and ecotourism are readily available, which will serve as a good thing for the people to attract during this winter. So we will be first focusing on the ecotourism spots in Bahraich, Lakhimpur Kheri, Mailani, Chambal Safari, and all those locations we'll try to develop tented accommodation. We'll try to put some cuisine festivals also, because it is the festival that brings the people together. When the people that maybe 2-3 days activities there, and they like to go there, they like to stay there, they make the program accordingly. I will request the hoteliers, tour operators to make a certification of their company also, and the certification from some good standard accreditations, because that will inculcate a sense of hygienic stay among the tourists. This is very, very necessary, that the people should have this confidence that wherever they are going, they will be getting that safe stay. And to organize some events based on ecotourism, adventure, spiritual things, or cuisine, craft, culture, this will also attract a lot more of people along with their family. we'll have to also focus on that when they are traveling with their family, then for every member of the family, we should have some interesting thing there. For activity for children, we should have some activity. For elderly, also we can have some activity. Then they might stay 2-3 days, and then they gradually this thing will pick up. भारत सरकार की इस योजना देखो अपना देश के साथ, हम उत्तर प्रदेश टूरिज्म में भी हमने एक अपना लोगो रखा है कि यूपी नहीं देखा तो कुछ भी नहीं देखा. नाउ यूपी की जो सारी चीजें जो डेस्टिनेशंस हैं उसको इस पीरियड में हम अपने सारे वेबसाइट पे, ट्विटर हैंडल पे ला रहे हैं, लोगों को बता रहे हैं कि क्यों कैसी ऐसी कितनी सारी चीजें हैं यूपी की जिसको उन्होंने नहीं देखा है, कितनी सारी क्यूजीन्स हैं जो उन्होंने कभी टेस्ट नहीं किया, जो यहाँ आएंगे तो उनको देखने को मिलेगी. ऑन फिल्म इंड्यूस्ड टूरिज्म आई विल टेल कि बहुत सारा स्कोप है इसमें फिल्म इंड्यूस्ड टूरिज्म में, और इसको सभी लोग जानते हैं. स्विट्जरलैंड अगर जाएं तो वहाँ पे लॉक पे DLG के पोस्टर आज भी लगी हुई, and the people go and they get their photograph there with the DLG cutouts. Three Idiots made the Leh and Ladakh the hit. अब लेह लद्दाख को लोग पहले उतने नहीं जानते थे, अब 3 इडियट के बाद लोग लेह और लद्दाख के टूर्स करने लग गए, वहाँ जाने लग गए. मित्रा जी ने हजरतगंज में बुलेट राजा की शूटिंग करी. नाउ एवरीबॉडी नोज अबाउट द हजरतगंज. मुजफ्फर अली जी ने उमराव खान की शूटिंग की, द पीपल नो उत्तर प्रदेश. देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स. पीपल रिमेंबर द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ ग्रेट यानी इन फ्रंट ऑफ ताज. तो वो एक जब हम ऐसे किसी हेरिटेज साइट के पास एक परफॉर्मेंस करते हैं, कोई चीज करते हैं, then it becomes memorable. लखनऊ में हम लोग एक वाजिद अली शाह फेस्टिवल करते हैं हर साल अंडर द गाइडेंस ऑफ मुजफ्फर अली जी. इट वाज अ वेरी बिग हिट इन 2019. अभी जो लास्ट हुआ उसमें काफी सारे लोग इंटरनेशनल गेस्ट हमारे आए थे. सब्सिडी पे राजू जी ने बताया कि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी बहुत अच्छे से सारी चीजों को देख रहे हैं, और एवरी डे विद द टीम 11 ही इज थिंकिंग ऑफ कि कैसे हम उत्तर प्रदेश में जो ये कोविड की वजह से नई प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हुई है, जो इतने सारे माइग्रेंट लेवल्स आए, जो हमारे पास वर्किंग हैंड आए, कैसे उसको यूज करके हम एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्रिएट करें, कैसे फिल्म इंडस्ट्री को यहाँ पे लाएं, उनके लिए क्या क्या अट्रैक्टिव और करना चाहिए. जो बची हुई चीजें जो पेंडिंग फाइल्स थी वो सारी क्लियर कर देंगे. फिल्म यूनिट्स लगाने के लिए भी सब्सिडी की बात उन्होंने की है, जो अभी राजू जी ने कही है. प्रोविजंस जितने भी सब्सिडी के थे वो सारे क्लियर कर दिए. इवन टूरिज्म में भी जो हमारे पास सब्सिडी के क्लेम्स थे उनको अब हम पर मंथ हमने एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया है कि वी विल रिव्यू इट एंड वी विल लाइक दैट ऑल आवर इन्वेस्टर्स शुड कम फॉरवर्ड. इफ दे आर फेसिंग एनी प्रॉब्लम इन द टूरिज्म सेक्टर दे शुड कम फॉरवर्ड. वी विल लाइक टू सॉल्व देम. जैसे बेंगलोर में जिंदल बहुत अच्छा फेमस है, उस तरह से हमारे पास गोरखपुर में एक बहुत बड़ा सेंटर है जहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोग वेट लॉस के लिए, योगा के लिए, थेरेपी के लिए जाते हैं. हम उनसे भी बात कर रहे हैं कि कैसे उसको हम मार्केट करें. Gorakhpur can become a very good and very beautiful, attractive location for the spiritual tourism. गोरखपुर है, देवी पाटन है, ये सारी जगह ऐसी हैं जहाँ पे कि अगर हम कुछ रेजिडेंशियल फैसिलिटी क्रिएट करें. अयोध्या में हम कर रहे हैं. अयोध्या में यूपी टूरिज्म के हमारे 2 होटल्स थे जो बहुत ही खराब शेप में थे, उसको हमने दीपोत्सव के पहले ही अच्छा कर दिया था. आज अयोध्या में यद्यपि 5 स्टार अकोमोडेशन नहीं है, but we have 3-star and we have many good hotels where 100-200 people can easily accommodate. The people still are carrying this impression that Ayodhya doesn't have very good hotel. But I would like to tell them that this impression is not good, not proper. They now the hotels have come out in Ayodhya, and we are trying to attract more investors, and maybe in a coming couple of years, so that 5-star and 3-star hotel will come. We have on board. We have the plan of 3 5-star hotel, 5 3-star hotel, and many more dharamsalas and other things. We are developing the circuit of Ayodhya, Varanasi, and Chitrakoot also. This triangle. We're working on this triangle so that the people can travel all these 3 destinations together. If they want to come to Ayodhya, if they come by air to Lucknow, so from Lucknow they can make. We are working on another triangle. That from Lucknow to Ayodhya, Ayodhya to Varanasi, and then Varanasi they come back to Vindhyachal to Prayag, and then again to Lucknow back. So we are working on that circuit also, and everywhere we will make arrangement for the stay, for the proper ethnic cuisine and the craft. Government is committed to develop it. I know that this is the hard time. Industry is passing through a very bad phase because this is one of the worst affected area tourism and in hotel industry is the worst affected area, but they will have to bear upon that, and they will have to innovate also themselves with the new things, with the new package, so that the people come. Government is together with them, और उनके जो भी suggestions अभी मैंने note करे हैं, आगे भी जो बताएंगे आप, will work on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jitendra Kumar ji. I think you covered almost everything. And being the representative of the government of Uttar Pradesh, you have shown how seriously, you have meticulously taken down all the points made by various speakers and dealt with those in your own way, and assuring everyone that the government of UP definitely means business. It is not just a lip service. What you have highlighted is that you are taking steps, and that is why you made such extensive notes of points made by each and every speaker. You very rightly pointed out that along with 3 T's, please add 3 C's also. And I just read one of the participants, he said you add a 4th C also, that is curiosity. That let there be curiosity in people, to know what UP can offer. So that 3 C's can become 4 C. We are grateful to this participant who has given this suggestion, and it's very reassuring to know that you are preparing for the winter. As Sunita ji had rightly said, let us prepare, for winter. And
बिल्कुल आपने ठीक कहा, and I would like to interact more frequently with Sarath Kumar Vats ji. So Mukesh Bahadur comes on board, then I'll request Mukesh Bahadur ji to have arrange more frequent interactions with Sarath Kumar Vats with me. So I am impressed with his ideas of the nature safari and the ecotourism. We have a lot more to serve here in ecotourism. And along with since he said that he belongs from UP and he wants to do something, so we also want to do something along with those people, those who are interested to come forward.
No, we give you our assurance on behalf of the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce. Our intention is to bring US investment into the state of Uttar Pradesh, as the Honorable Chief Minister also said, and your Minister of MSMEs and all. He also said that we welcome investment from US. So we welcome investment from US in the field of tourism, also in the field of hospitality, in promoting tourism, and that is where our chamber will definitely play a very important role. And our 2 most important areas are represented. First is, of course, our UP branch that is headquartered in Varanasi, and now we have also opened this chapter in Lucknow, and we propose to set up various chapters in different parts of Uttar Pradesh, as you rightly said, Agra also, so why not Kanpur, Agra, all these places where we will set up our chapter, so that there can be more coordination between the American business people and the Indian business people who want to share the investments and explore the possibilities. So we are very grateful to you for your very kind participation, and you highlighted everything and gave all the assurances. We have noted, the email IDs also which you have given, and our secretariat would be very willing to help those who are interested to find out, what possibilities, what problems or issues, if any, and these will be brought to your kind notice. So thank you very much again. And now I request Mr. Mukesh Bahadur Singh, our Lucknow chapter chair, to please propose a vote of thanks. Mr. Mukesh Bahadur Singh, thank you.
Thank you, Lalit sir. As we move ahead and learn to live with COVID-19 impact, जैसा अभी जितेंद्र कुमार साहब कह रहे थे कि यूपी में जिस तरीके से हमें प्रमोट करना, सर को याद होगा कि सर पिछले साल हम लोगों ने एक फिल्म इंड्यूस्ड टूरिज्म पे कॉन्फ्रेंस किया था, जिसका एक इम्पॉर्टेंट सेशन सर आपने मॉडरेट किया था, और उस सेशन में वहां पर सुनीता जी भी थी, राहुल मित्रा जी भी थे, और वहां से हम आज ये सेकंड सेशन लेकर करके आए जिसमें अंडर द लीडरशिप ऑफ डॉक्टर बसीर, इंडो अमेरिकन चैम्बर ने अभी सर ने एश्योरेंस दिया आपको कि पूरी तरीके से यूपी गवर्नमेंट को हम सपोर्ट करेंगे। तो सबसे अच्छी बात यह है कि सर एक अच्छी सार्थक आज चर्चा हुई, और मैं सर आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं जितेंद्र कुमार साहब, आपने सारे पैनलिस्ट के इंपॉर्टेंट जो सजेशंस थे उनको नोट किया। थैंक यू सो मच सर। राजू श्रीवास्तव जी का बहुत टाइम कीमती है, मेरे अच्छे मित्र भी हैं, और सबसे अच्छी बात है कि ये बगैर पैसे के यहाँ पर आए हैं, क्योंकि ये कल मुझसे कह रहे थे कि मुकेश जी, अमित शाह जी आपको बगैर पैसे के मिल जाएंगे लेकिन राजू श्रीवास्तव नहीं मिलेंगे। तो राजू जी आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने काफी इंपॉर्टेंट टाइम याद दिया। सुनीता जी देश की बहुत बड़ी पत्रकार है, मैं इनको सालों 20 साल से देख रहा हूँ, बहुत सारे सोशल इश्यूज पे लिखती रहती है, अदर देन जो उनकी एडिटोरियल पोजीशन है उसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे सोशल ऐसे इवेंट्स हैं जो वो करती है जिसमें उनके पार्टिसिपेशन होता है। सुनीता जी का बहुत ही वैल्यूएबल टाइम है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टाइम है। थैंक यू सो मच सुनीता जी टू यहाँ पर आने के लिए। सर जितेंद्र सर, जैसा आपने कहा शरद वत्स जी को, उनको हम जरूर इंडो अमेरिकन चैम्बर के बिहाफ पर अंडर द लीडरशिप ऑफ डॉक्टर बसीर हम कनेक्ट करेंगे यूपी टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट के साथ में, ताकि उनके जो सजेशंस हैं उनको यूपी गवर्नमेंट इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सके। राहुल जी, इनकी नई फिल्म सर यहाँ पर आने वाली है, मर्द फिल्म ये बना रहे हैं जिसकी पूरा शूटिंग का जो डेस्टिनेशन है इन्होंने उत्तर प्रदेश को लोकेट किया है। राहुल जी ने बहुत सारी फिल्में यहाँ शूट की हैं, एक सर आपने बुलेट राजा बताया था, इन्होंने बहुत सारी फिल्में शूट की है। राहुल मित्रा जी आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मैं इंडो अमेरिकन चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स NIC की तरफ से मैं आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ज्ञापन करता हूँ। अनुराग शर्मा जी लास्ट टाइम आए थे, रीता बोगड़ा जी उस समय टूरिज्म सर मिनिस्टर थी, उनके साथ में हम लोगों ने मीटिंग किया था। अनुराग जी आपका भी बहुत कीमती समय था, यहाँ पर आप आए, आपने वैल्यूएबल सजेशन दिया, थैंक यू सो मच। रुपेंद्र यादव जी का मैं धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। जैसा कि सबने देखा है कि इंडस्ट्री बहुत ही क्राइसिस से चल रही है, मेक माई ट्रिप ने बहुत सारे लोगों को भी ले ऑफ किया है और बहुत सारी दिक्कतें हैं, उसके बावजूद सर आपने टाइम निकाला, आपका वैल्यूएबल सजेशंस यूपी गवर्नमेंट ने भी नोट किया, सर ने नोट किया, मैं आपका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। NG रवि कुमार साहब यहाँ पर आज उन्होंने बोला नहीं बट वो प्रेजेंट थे और वो पूरे इस कन्वर्सेशन को, इस सेशन को वो अटेंड किया उन्होंने, मैं सर आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। मेरे कुलीग बनारस से जो होटल इंडस्ट्री से हैं मिस्टर एहसान खान साहब, आपने भी अपना कीमती समय दिया और अपने बहुत अच्छे पॉइंट्स रखे, आपका मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ। लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट डॉक्टर ललित भसीन सर, योर प्रोफाउंड वर्ड्स सर्टेनली विल टेक द वे फॉरवर्ड। पूरे सेक्रेटरिएट का और जितने भी ऑडियंस है, मैं आपको बता दूं ऑडियंस में बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जो होटल इंडस्ट्री से हैं, लखनऊ रेडिसन से, लखनऊ ताज से, लखनऊ मैरियट से, सारे लोग इस कॉन्फ्रेंस को और इस सेशन को जो है वो सुन रहे हैं। मैं उन सब ऑडियंस का भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूं। और अंत में मैं अपने पूरे इंडो अमेरिकन चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स का जो सेक्रेटरिएट है दिल्ली से, कशिश, नीलू और सोनिया जी, मैं आप सबका धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। ओवर टू डॉक्टर ललित भसीन फॉर क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स।
नहीं, बस क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स हो गए, आपने बड़ा अच्छा बोल दिया। वोट ऑफ थैंक्स। आई थैंक ऑल दी worthy speakers here and particularly Mr. Jitendra Kumar ji and Raju Srivastav ji, हमारे colleague Mr. Ehsan Khan, Mr. Vats and all others, Rahul Mitra ji, सबका I'm very grateful for their contribution and their presence. They took out time. So thank you very much. And we hope to keep on having this interaction, possibly on different issues concerning the state of Uttar Pradesh and how we can help the policies of the state and help them in implementing. The Chief Minister is a dynamic person. The Minister of Tourism is also dynamic, and we have the Chief Secretary Tourism present here. So you have all the assurance from our side. Thanks once again. So I close this webinar now. Thank you.